Right, hello, it's me again, and just making a video just to try and help a few people that just want to get into the game quickly and fly from airport to airport without having to read too much into stuff. Now, it's going to be a simple flight, so you can actually copy it, so you get familiar with it, and you can actually do this a few times, practice it, and you'll basically get familiar from basically how to leave one airport and arrive at another one. Now, there's various ways to do it and using charts and so on, but that's going to be my next video. So this one's just going to be a basic flight without charts, just in the game, just for casual gamers. I'm not a pilot, I'm just a gamer, so we like to just get on with getting in this as fast as possible. So the first thing you want to do is create your flight. So we're going to leave Gatwick in London. We're going to arrive at Heathrow in London. So it's going to be a quick flight. Now it's an ILS flight. So if you don't know what that is, you can look that up. Various YouTube videos. Just change this to low altitude airways. And then just choose, this is what basically what air strip you're going to be landing at. So it's going to be the left strip, because there's always two strips at an airport, if you've noticed, maybe more than some, but we're going to land on the left one. And that's it, that's your flight plan set up. So you're ready to fly from Gatwick to Heathrow, and that's the route it's going to take, and we'll use Autopilot as well. I don't want to do it at night time, so we'll just change that so we can see what's going on. So that's your basic flight plan setup. So you could choose any two countries in the future, Heathrow to New York, JFK airport, and so on. The most important thing is getting up and getting the plane down. So once you know that, the in-betweens are really easy. Right, we are ready to fly, so we'll just do that. So yeah, we're going to be on the A320 airliner, if I forgot to mention that, but that's the one you need to choose for this flight. Just get rid of the ATC. So that's how you'd look when you start your flight. I always like to see where I'm going, so you can just bring up the map. So that's going to be our flight plan. So it will show you where you're flying. So that's the flight plan.
Power off.
That's just my Chinese speaker switching itself off. Right, so the plane's ready to go. You just need to take your parking brakes off, because that's what's on here, parking brake. So we'll take that off. The brakes are off. And the way you do it is you increase the speed here to 50. So just throttle to 50. That'll do. Should start moving. Flaps are on 1. You can leave that as it is. You don't need to do anything else now. Your plane's moving. So once the plane's moving fine, I think they do this because they say put it to 50, because if there's any problems in the plane, they normally occur at this point, so everything's fine. So what we now do is put the throttle to CL, which is not CL, sorry, FLX MCT, that one. So if I just do that, so the plane's moving there. Then on the dial here, once it gets to 150, it'll ask us to rotate, which is lift off. There you go, so you just lift off. So that's it, that's your lift off done. So basically get rid of the gear, landing gear, so press G, your landing gear comes up, press F5, so reduce all your flaps, and then you can just turn on autopilot, which is just there, and the throttle has to go back down to CL. That's the climb thrust or climb throttle, and that's it. So we've done it, we've lifted off, everything's good, plane's climbing, and you're good to go. It will follow this route now automatically. Now here is the height. Now when you approach an airport, you have to descend at certain levels, so you can see what those levels should be. So if you press this constraint button, it will tell you the height you need to be as you approach. So this is what we're looking at. So if I just zoom out, there you go. So you can see we need to be 3,000. Just wait for it to shut up. Alright, so that's fine. She's gone. Basically, that was the ATC, and you don't have to go or fly your flight with ATC. You can just ignore them, and after a while they go away. So here it's telling us that if you look on this, that's the flight plan, and it's replicated here, and these are the heights. So we need to be 3,000 as we approach USR, 3,000 again here, 2,500, 2,500. And then obviously further down we get lower. So at the moment the plane's, it's been told, because we're doing a low altitude flight, it's automatically set to 5,000, so we can just reduce that. So I'm going to tell it to go to 3,000, and it will start reducing itself to 3,000. So you can see now that's reducing itself. And we can look outside. So we're getting lower. So we want to be at 3,000 all the way until we reach ILL 10, which is just there. If you look at this, it's just here. That's going to be the approach basically. So it's lowering itself. Now you can lower it faster using this knob here. Decrease the vertical speed or increase it. Basically it's just tells you how fast you want the plane to go down, but we're okay. It's doing what it needs to do. We're nearly on 3,000. So we're just flying over London. Quick look outside. Kenley Aerodrome, not sure what that is, but it's a great view. You can see it's lovely. Great graphics on this game. So like I say, I'm just using the standard A320 Airbus A320 and Microsoft Flight Simulator, not a modded version. There are versions available, but just use the in-game one, because most casual gamers just want to use this one. So we can just see we're about to turn automatically now, so I'll just go back inside and the autopilot will just just turn it on its own. So it's on 3000, so we want to get lower now. I'm just gonna, if you hit the back button, it will increment it in hundreds. So now I can go lower in hundreds. So let's say 2500, press down, and it just takes it a little bit further down. There's the Houses of Parliament. Just on that riverbed. That's up the Shard. Yeah, that's the Shard, so we're just flying over Parliament, there it's building. So it's just turning now on its own. Let's go back in. So it's gone to 2500. Still on autopilot, that's what we should be on. And now we're at a good height because we're following this plan. So if we hit approach, so all you need to do then is hit approach, and now it should align itself with the runway. You can see it's doing it on its own. There's the runway. So 2500. So it should start lowering itself. There you go. Starting to lower itself. Now switch this button on, and you can see these. Oops, where are they gone? These purple things. That means you're on track. So that should be on that yellow bit. That's the glide slope. How you should be sloping into the runway. At what at what slope you should be coming in. Normally 3 degrees, and that just shows you that you're on line. So you can see we're getting on line now. So what you want to do is, I think we're okay to do the flaps. So if you're below these, if that arrow there is below these yellow bars, you can do the flaps by 1. So I'll just do that. So that just slows the plane down. And I think I'm good to go again with some more flaps. Yeah, because the other marker's there, so we'll just put some more flaps down. If you can't put the flaps down, if you do it wrong, it just makes a noise. I'll show you. No, it didn't do it, so we're good to land. Normally if you put the flaps down at the wrong time, it will start beeping, so just take them back off. So we're heading, it's gliding in nicely at the moment. So I haven't done a lot, I've not gone into explanation of, there's a flap beep, so just bring that back up. And it's just in the speed on its own, that's all. So at this point I just want to get rid of the autopilot and auto throttle. Put the landing gear down, press G. Landing gear's down, but I don't know why it's saying overspeed. If you hit F8, it will do full flaps. And the throttle's on zilch now, on 0. Get rid of that. So it wasn't the most perfect landing, but we landed. Because I don't know why it does that. It tells you retard means pull up on the joystick when you're close enough. So we may have been coming in a bit too fast. So what we could have done is just, these are the speed brakes. So if you're coming a bit too fast, you can just, you know, put that midway normally, and it will just slow the plane down even more, and you start floating in. So I was coming down a bit too fast, but there, we've done it. It's airport to airport. Put your parking brakes back on, and that's it. And that's a quick flight. So you can do that now. If you're confused or anything, you can always ask, but that is a quick flight. How to set it up and how to fly, how to lift off and how to land. And it's using the autopilot, and at the last minute, you know, you take these off. Auto throttle, and autopilot, just take them off, and you just do it manually with your stick, and you know, you land properly. And the thing is, I've got the crashes on, so if I did a bad landing, it would have just blew up, but it didn't, so it accepted our landing, so it wasn't too bad. A couple of weeks ago I was all over the place, but like I said, I've been doing this flight again and again, and I'm getting better and better, and I'll be able to do other airports soon. And what I'll do in my next video is also introduce the information you need to put into this at a basic level on each flight, and also I will introduce maps that you can use, flight maps like charts. These tell us how to approach each airport and what speed you should be if you want to do it manually. So just look out for that video next. Alright, thanks for watching.